the burnt house, the house of Katros, why we think it could be the house of the priestly family Katros you're going to see in the movie. The movie has been edited, re-edited about 3 or 4 times. You can see it can be done in Hebrew or English. You can, depending on what language it is, they give you.
Welcome to the house of Katros.
Enjoy the movie. We'll talk
The
about
Jewish
it.
quarter, just a few minutes from the Holy Temple Mount. During the Second Temple, the rich priests of Jerusalem resided here. This area was described as the Upper City. In the year 70 AD, 3,850 years after creation, the land of Israel is occupied by the Romans. The Jews have been fighting the Romans for 4 years now. The war is getting closer. Roman troops are camped around Jerusalem. The city is divided between Sadducees and Pharisees, rich and poor, zealots and moderates. A civil war breaks out in Jerusalem, and as the sages said, Jerusalem was destroyed because of futile hatred. In the month of Nisan, the gates are closed. On the 9th of Av, the Romans break into Temple Mount, burn the temple, and take over the lower city, where the masses reside. A month later, on the 8th of Elul, the Roman legions storm into the wealthy part of Jerusalem, the upper city, burning it to the ground and killing its residents. About 1,900 years later, in 1967, during the Six-Day War, the IDF forces liberate the old city and Temple Mount. The Israeli government establishes the Company for the Reconstruction and Development of the Jewish Quarter to rebuild and repopulate the destroyed quarter. Soon they find here, right where you are, some walls. The excavation delegation of the quarter, headed by Professor Nachman Avigad from the Hebrew University, was rushed to examine the ruins. The researchers found they were at the basement of a house whose upper floor had collapsed. Among the rubble they found burnt stones, charred beams, and broken, charred wooden and stone artifacts. They were clearly the remnants of a residential house burnt in a huge fire. The excavator's imagination was fired up. Is this the Roman legion's fire that had burned Jerusalem 1,900 years ago? The evidence found among the ashes and the charred beams included, among other things, an iron spearhead next to the severed arm of a young girl, which added drama to the findings. Here in the basement, we found on site many stone artifacts, tables, cups, stone and basalt grinding tools, and stone weights. According to the halakha, stone artifacts cannot be defiled. And this is why they were used in the houses of the temple priests. One of the weights bore the inscription Barei Katros. Another stone weight I found here during the excavation completed the partial inscription with the words Nadbarei Katros. Nadbari and Katros are synonyms in Persian and ancient Greek, translated as the holder of cane or the holder of the quill. The Katros family was one of the priestly families who served in the temple, responsible for weights and measurements. They are mentioned in the Babylonian Talmud in Tractate Psachim, and not in a positive light. Woe to thee, due to the house of Katros. Woe to thee, due to their quill, was said with a sigh. The archaeological findings were supported by biblical and historical testimonies. You could almost imagine the life of the family during the last 5 months of the siege of Jerusalem, right in this house. We invite you to meet the sons and daughters of the Katros family. The story is told by the oldest son, Sadok.
Who's that? Who's there? house as well? I guessed other people had run away too. Where have you been hiding? I was hiding in the tombs outside the city for the past week. And tonight, I sneaked out for the first time. I had to see the house again. See what was left. When I ran away, I didn't even look back. I just felt the fire burning behind me. This is what's left. Nothing but ruins. The entire upper floor is collapsed. Here, in the basement, was a workshop that belonged to my father, Pinchas Bar Katros. He was a priest in the Holy Temple. Who'd have thought that it would end like this? Not me. Not my mom. Not my dad. Least of all my dad. Only Miriam. Only Miriam knew. It's only been 5 months since it started, since Passover. But it feels like forever.
We are eating this matzah because each of us must see ourselves as if he himself has left Egypt.
Yeah, but would it not be better if we had a great piece